That's my theme music. Today, we're going to do a wax. Do not, for the first time ever waxing, do it and then go to the beach because you're not good at this. Yes, we're going to do the underarm and the bikini. Because, okay, so I have a Miss Jeannie. Miss Jeannie is wonderful. She was my wax tech. She was an older woman. I went to a younger chick, and the younger chicks with the waxing are, you know, scared to touch stuff. Nah, Miss Jeannie would just like throw my legs over her shoulders and just, but I moved and I procured said budget. Yes, so I had to start doing it myself. For a month, I would drive an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, to my wax lady every other week. Too much. So I had to teach myself. I'm going to teach you. Let's get to it. So I like this cream wax, Gigi. Yeah. So, and that's my wax. It came in this kit, but the only thing I ever use out of it is the actual wax. Part of my earrings. I had a thing to do, and I forgot to take them off. So I'm going to do that now because they keep making so much noise. You will also need some baby oil. I use grapeseed oil. I mix a little baby oil with it so I can have the smell. And it's smelling like a baby. You got to get the strips muslin. You can get them yourself. You can cut them yourself. Get the muslin, which is just 100% cotton from like Joann's or a fabric store, craft store, and it's a little cheaper. These are like $5 at the beauty supply. This is going to be for our larger patches. I don't ever wax my legs because I shave like every other day because I don't like hair. So that's too much space. I go here because of the dark coloration. You don't want the dark color under your arm. If you notice after you shave a while, the skin starts to get beat up. Like really, it has to repair itself and heal itself with darker skin. And eventually the skin is really yucky. I wax here because I gym a lot. I don't like the hair. The hair retains the smell. I do understand when we were hunters and gatherers, the hair was needed to like make sure that bugs didn't crawl up in your yeah, and this isolates heat and all that. Well, I don't want it. I gym too much. I don't want the smell. I don't want the hair. I'm going to teach you how to get rid of it. Okay, so first thing you do, first things first, and baby powder. One moment. I keep my baby powder in a little cup glass with the powder brush because I put it in my shoes. I put it, and this is actually not a bad translucent powder if I'm going to be outside all day on a shoot. I just brush that on top if I'm out of everything else. It works. So, first thing you do is take your oil. Make sure you're clean. Always be clean. No deodorant there. Oil. And you're going to, that's not the first thing you're going to do. All right. I reheated my wax, so it's only half full. I put it in for a little less than a minute. If you have to reheat your wax, you can gauge. Of course, if you get down to half of the jar, you kind of know what you're doing because you've done this a couple times. But first jar, if you need to reheat, put it in there for 30 seconds, check. If you stir it up and see how much longer you need, 10 seconds, check. You don't want to burn this stuff. That's awful. And when you travel with it, microwave to bathroom to microwave, whatever, put the top on because if you drop it, game over. This is really, really hard to get out of any and everything. So be careful. Not too hot, otherwise you're going to burn your skin. So smooth it around the edges. Make sure you're pulling the edge wax to the middle, heating that all up. Yeah, consistent temperature, and it should be that consistency. Runs, twist your stick, and the little strings aren't terrible. Got it? Right, going for the bikini. Let's go. First thing you do is put plenty of oil on it. Lube it up. Otherwise, the wax will stick to the skin. No bueno. So, plenty of oil. Baby, powder. Baby powder is going to control sweat. Do this in a cold area, cold room. If you do it while it's hot, the end of it, then the wax is going to stay too warm. It won't ever solidify. When you rip it, it'll just make a nasty mess. mess. Make sure your bikini hair is trimmed. Let's trim. Don't cut yourself. Be very careful not to cut yourself. So you're just going to trim the hair to 1/2 inch length. All you need is 1/2 inch of hair. No more than 1/2 inch, okay? I've already trimmed. I actually just did this, but the camera, but I ran out of film time. The video ended because there's only 21 minutes and okay, so get your wax. You've already oiled, powder. Remember, the key to waxing is getting the skin tight skin. So pull, pull, pull. When you do your bikini wax, use the small strips on the outside and do small spaces. You want to make sure that you get all the hair you target. You don't want to have to keep pulling because this skin is really sensitive, much more sensitive than the skin in the underarm. If you got to throw it up, throw it up. Do it on the side of the tub. Throw your leg on the counter, get a stool, do what you have to do to keep skin tight, okay? Rub, 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 pull. Rub, 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 pull. And get all the way in there.
With this piece, you fold it in half. You don't want the wax getting everywhere. Cover the wax with the muslin or the strip so it doesn't get everywhere. This stuff is really hard to get out of everything. It comes off.
If you're just doing the bikini wax, which is just around the bathing suit area, I suggest you don't wear the bikini. This stuff is really hard to get out of the fabric. Do it naked. Rub, 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 rub. Pull skin tight. Pull. If you don't get it all that time, rub, 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 rub. Pull skin tight. Go from the other direction. Try to pull it in the opposite direction of hair growth. Sometimes that's difficult when you're doing this area because it's physical, but you know, do your best. And try not to go more than 2 pulls, people. If you pull off the skin here, it's really uncomfortable. Okay, let's go to the other side. And again, I just did this, so there's not much hair, but you can do this with inch hair, 1/2 inch hair, yoink. And as you can see, my wax is getting a little too cold because it's making these yucky strings. The wax strings, you can just kind of roll the, what is this thing called? Popsicle stick. Because if you just like pull and the strings go everywhere, you've got wax everywhere. It's bad. So rub, 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 pull. Rub, 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 pull. All the wax gone. Ayo. Okay, I use the small strips and the liquid wax for these areas. When I get to the middle labia and the back, because I go all the way back, I'm using the Nair pre-wax strips. I really like these, ready wax. Larger pieces of wax covers more area. Once you've got as much as you can, use these because it's really hard to try to put the hot wax in and it's messy. So these work really well. Okay, so read the instructions, but the first thing you're supposed to do is pull them apart very slowly. The first time I did it, I pulled them apart too quickly. I was anxious. And if you pull it apart too quickly, all of the wax goes on one side. This is how slowly you're supposed to pull it apart. You see, I'm not going anywhere. It's just, don't rush it. Just let your hands come apart. Because if you rush it, you're going to ruin the whole strip. And, yep. Then when you get to the end, don't give it too much pressure because you don't want the thing to roll up on top and slap it in the, yeah. Put that one somewhere safe. Because if it closes, it doesn't come apart. So you have this strip. You're going to literally put it on the. I'm going to tilt you up. That's my theme music.